What's going on, guys? So I wanted to go over some of these Spydercos I have and the RGT, the Rips Garage Tech scale swaps I did on them. So I've got some of the titanium ones that I did the scale swaps on, and then I have micarta scale swap. I think this was the linen micarta or the canvas. I can't remember which one it was, but it's got pretty similar to the crew wear micarta Spyderco Manix XL. I got it to match that actually. So what I did with this one is I bought the FRN one that comes with the S110V blade, which is now on this. But what I did was I bought the FRN one with the S110V blade, and then I also bought the plain one that comes with the S30V blade and the black G10 scales. So I swapped the blades on these and then put the Rips Garage Tech scales on the one that had the standard frame with the G10 scales. So I could get that to match with the crew wear micarta, with the brown micarta. So this is a pretty good set. You know, the Manix XL is a pretty big knife, so you know you don't always want to be pulling something out that's this big. You know, if you're just doing little things with it in public. So you know, it is a really nice knife. The action on it's great. I mean, it just opens and closes so nice. I did the Lynch clips for all these except the one with the FRN. I just left the stock clip on that because I don't really use that one. But the Lynch clips are nice. I like them. You know, the regular Spyderco clips, for whatever reason, I cannot stand those. I don't know if it's just where it hits the palm of my hand, but the little bill that goes up on it, I can't handle those. So I always get the Lynch clips for any Spydercos. The action on these is, this one still needs to break in a little bit. You know, it's got the washers. You know, it's still a little tight, but to be honest, I haven't really, you know, used this one too much after I did the swap on it. I kind of got a little more interested into some other projects, but this one came out really nice. I mean, it's got the nice S110V blade. It's got the Lynch clip, the nice Rips Garage Tech scales. And I kind of like, you know, the regular scale more. I mean, I'm not crazy about this little, you know, contouring thing there. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I would have rather it just been a plain scale to match the, you know, the way Spyderco did it from the factory. But it's not bad. The S110V blade is just, it came crazy razor sharp. I mean, out of the box, this thing was just a freaking lightsaber. Like, it really, really came nice. Action on it's really good. I mean, it's, you know, it's a lockback, you know, it's not going to be, you know, as fidgety as, you know, like the Manix XL, but for a little knife, I mean, this thing is, you know, it's still, you get a full grip on it. So, and then, you know, it has the nice choke up on it. So it really is, I mean, this is really nice. You know, has that nice snap on it. I did the Lil Native and I got that. This is just in the S30V. I did the Rips Garage Tech scale swap to the titanium scales, and then I put a Lynch clip on this as well. So, I mean, this thing is, it's awesome. I mean, I kind of got this to match up with either of these, the Shaman or the regular Manix, but this thing is, it's really nice. I mean, for such a little knife, you can still get, I mean, a full hand on it. I mean, you know, I have like medium to large size hands, and you can still get a pretty full grip on it. You know, when you choke up on it, you know, it's a small knife, but you can get a full grip on it still. So it's pretty nice. The Manix XL, this one was really hard to swap the scales on. I didn't have, you know, any special tool for this back thing here. So getting the new scales onto this was a challenge. You know, trying to pry it apart and not damage it, and then trying to put it back on with the titanium scales, it was challenging. It was really hard to get this together. I'll admit that that was harder than I thought it was going to be, but it was well worth it. I mean, this thing's amazing. The Rips Garage Tech titanium scales, really, I can't stress enough how nice these are. I mean, the stone washing on them, it really looks, you know, really good. I mean, just from the factory from there, Rips Garage Tech is doing some awesome stuff with these. I've never had any of the, what's it called? The original goat scales. You know, I've only gotten these Rips Garage Tech ones, and I'm really happy with these. I mean, they're very well milled. I mean, you can see how nice they look on the knife, and then, of course, I got the Lynch clip on it. The smaller Manix, it's got a pretty good action. I think the XL Manix, it's easier on the shutting. the regular size one. It opens really nice, but it is just a tiny bit smaller where, you know, to shut it, you know, you kind of have to do it a specific way. You know, if you're trying to just one hand shut it, you know, you can always index it like that. But to, you know, get that one hand shut with it, you know, I think I might just need to, you know, break it in a little more, or just, you know, kind of be a little more specific how I'm shutting it. But I mean, the same with this one, you know, you can get a full grip like this. You know, you can choke up really nice on it. You know, you got the murder grip on it. And this one, I mean, it's got the stonewashed blade. It's not even, I don't know if Spyderco calls this a stonewash, but it's just their plain kind of, you know, blade on these. It is nice. I mean, it's got a good look to it, and it does look good with these scales. I'm really happy with how it came out. I mean, it's got a great action. It looks really good. You know, it's got a nice snappy shut on it. And then this was my favorite one, the Shaman. I got this one in the CTS XHP. So I do have other Shamans. I have them in the S30V, but I wanted to do something special with, you know, these titanium Rips Garage Tech scales. So I ended up getting this in the CTS XHP and then put that with the titanium scales. So it's got the lynch clip on it. This one did have a little bit of lock stick. You know, I admittedly haven't broken it in too much yet. You know, after I did this whole project, getting all these done, I started on some other stuff. So I haven't really used or broken these in too much, but this one, it's still, I mean, the action on it is really nice. You know, super snappy. You know, it just, I don't know if you can hear that. It does have a little bit of lock stick there. I think it just needs to get worn in a little bit. I mean, I haven't really used it much, but I mean, I love the Shamans. I mean, especially with these titanium scales on it. I mean, this thing just feels amazing. You know, I really love these Rips Garage Tech scales. I mean, the finish on them just looks so good. You know, and they do fit just absolutely perfect on the Spydercos. I mean, I can't stress that enough. Everything except the regular size Manix, they were super easy to fit up. I mean, it literally just take it apart, put it back together, it fits perfectly. Just the Manix, the regular size one, it was just this back piece right there that tunnel thing was, you know, made it pretty difficult to do that one. But the Shaman, I mean, this was the easiest out of all of them. I think I had this apart and back together and, you know, in perfect working order in like 2 minutes or something. I mean, not even. It went together really good. This one came also with a really good blade on it. The finish on the blade, I like the satin finish on it, and then also the edge on it, I mean, is just, it came very sharp. And, you know, obviously you want to come sharp, but, you know, I have had some Spydercos that haven't come as sharp. You know, one that I was pretty disappointed with was the Bodacious. You know, I really thought that was going to be a cool knife. It's, you know, basically a Shaman, but, you know, it did not come like razor sharp out of the box, and it actually has a thinner blade stock than the Shaman does. So I thought for sure it was going to be sharper, but all of the Shamans, I have 3 of them. I've got 2 in G10, and then I've got this one with the titanium handles. I mean, all of them came with excellent blades on them, but that the Bodacious, it, you know, I mean, I always do the paper test when I buy a knife. You know, as soon as you open it up, you know, cut some paper just to see how it goes, and that one failed it. I mean, it was ripping. You know, it really disappointing. You know, I got to get around to, you know, either re-edging it or stropping it up a little, but I really do think that it's going to require actually, you know, throwing it on the Work Sharp Pro and putting a new edge on it, because it is disappointing, to say the least. But all these came out pretty good. You know, just to give a little comparison on the sizes, you know, the Shaman and then the regular size Manix are pretty similar size profile, you know, in the pocket and in the hand. You know, you get a full grip on both of them, and, you know, I do like how the Shaman has the choke up as well. So, you know, there's a lot of good uses for this. You know, I would consider this a medium to hard use. I mean, you know, I haven't beat on it, but, you know, the black G10 one that I have, I use at work every day. And that one, I mean, it's a tank. It's gone through the ringer every day. And just recently, I was trying to cut some zip ties on this shed at work that we got. And when I was cutting the zip tie, pushing down, the blade just went right into the concrete, and it dulled the blade a little bit, but it didn't completely like break it or anything. And I mean, I was putting a lot of force into it and just right into the concrete. And, you know, it didn't break the blade. It didn't completely, you know, it dulled it, but it didn't chip the tip. I mean, it still has a point. It just needs to get, you know, resharpened. But I mean, SPYDERCO, their heat treats are solid. I'm really happy with the CTS XHP one. This is kind of, you know, this was kind of like, you know, it's not a grail knife, but to me it was. You know, I really wanted to get one of these in the CTS XHP, and then from there, you know, I really wanted to get these titanium scales on it. You know, it took me a while to figure out which ones I wanted to get. There's like the rock scale design ones, I think. That was the name of it, rock scale. They make some pretty cool ones. You know, there's Original Goat, which I'll be honest, I'm not crazy about theirs. I really do like the Rips Garage Tech ones the best. You know, they're plain titanium, and that's my favorite, is just this plain titanium look. You know, I think that looks the best. They do get some fingerprints on them, but, you know, when they're clean, I mean, it looks, you know, so nice. Satin blade, too. It fingerprints pretty easy, but, you know, I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite knives I have. I always like to, you know, this is kind of like the special occasion, you know, like when you're doing something and you want to have a nice one with you. You know, I got the Shaman, and then I got the Lil Native, and those are just like the perfect match. I mean, they look very similar. I mean, the Lil Native is basically a little Shaman. You know, same with the Native 5. I mean, it's basically, you know, very similar profile to the Shaman. And it's pretty much the same kind of knife. But I've been really happy with all these. Really happy with, you know, the quality of the Rips Garage Tech stuff. You know, very easy to swap. You know, it's not challenging at all. There's no, you know, refitting you have to do or anything like that. Like I said, the only one that was a little difficult was the regular size Manix. Just getting that, what's it called, the lanyard thing, and that was a bit of a challenge, but that was really the only one that I ran into. The lynch clips, again, I think are a really nice touch to all these. You know, I do want to get one of those new lynch clips, the milled one they have. It's like a 2-piece clip, I think, where you attach it with the screws, and then you attach that to the, it's like 2 pieces, where one piece attaches to the screws, and then another piece attaches to that, and it's like a solid, like, milled looking piece. Like, you know, looking more like a, you know, just the milled kind of titanium clips. But these lynch ones, they are nice. I mean, the color on them looks great on, you know, with the Rips Garage Tech scales. You know, and the little one, I mean, I love this one. It's such a nice little one, you know. I mean, you can, if you just have like some gym shorts on, you know, you got something nice you can carry. This thing's super light, especially with the titanium scales. You know, it doesn't weigh much. I mean, same with this one. This one is probably the lightest of all of them. And I mean, that S110V blade is just, it's awesome. I mean, it's got a nice satin finish on it. I mean, you can see how nice that is. And it's got a great action on it. I mean, it's got the, you know, phosphor bronze washers that SPYDERCO uses. And, you know, once I break it in more, I know it's going to have more of a, you know, the drop shut on it. I know you can get these, like, pretty drop shutty. I've seen some other guys' videos after they break them in. You know, I know some people polish the washers. I don't know. I'd rather just break it in myself than, you know, forcefully doing that. You know, if you just do it over time, I think it's more enjoyable than, you know, doing that, you know, polishing them and just, you know, kind of taking the quick route to it. I'd rather, you know, slowly do it over time. It's more enjoyable to me. But yeah, just a quick video on these. You know, I wanted to get the regular size crew wear one of these, but you know, that one's been kind of hard to find. It's in and out of stock, you know, harder to find, but this one was pretty easy to get. And this one's awesome. I mean, it's such a nice full-size knife. You know, the micarta on it is just, I love this stuff. I mean, it's amazing. It's darkened up. When I first got it, it was a lot lighter, and I think the more you handle it, you know, you can especially see it on this side because, you know, you have all the oils in your hand, and when it's palmed down like that, you know, you're getting all the oils from your hand onto it. You can really see the color difference from one side to the other. So this side, you know, is a lot darker, you know, than the show side. But, I mean, this one is just, the action on it is just so addictive. You know, it's so nice. I mean, I just love that sound it makes. You know, I like crossbar locks. I know a lot of people don't, but you know, I do like crossbar locks a lot. I have a bunch of the Kunwu crossbar locks. You know, like I got the Django. You know, they make some good crossbar locks. I mean, this is a good one. This one is L-Max that these come in. And this has a pretty nice satin finish as well. And it just, you know, the same. So easy, so snappy with it. But I'd say probably my favorite of the Kunwu crossbar locks is the Pulsar. This one, I actually got this and then contacted Kunwu to see, because they do make a clip that fits it, but they just didn't have it in stock. And I contacted Kunwu, and they actually did have one more clip. I guess the lady I spoke with there, can't remember her name, but I just emailed them on their, you know, regular company email, and she said they had one just kind of like on a desk or something like that, and they sold it to me. It did come with the black screws, so you know it's a little different. The ones that came with it wouldn't fit, so I did have to use the ones that they provided. They were a little tight going in there, but they did actually go in good, and I just think that looks so much better than the one that comes on here. You know, that one that comes on there, it's more this kind of style clip, but it's got a really sharp, you know, bill on it, and it does not look as nice. I mean, I think, you know, that just completely changes the way, you know, the Pulsar looks. I mean, I think that makes it look so much better. And this is a really full-size knife. I mean, this kind of reminds me of like a 8010, almost like a, you know, just like a Chinese crossbar 8010, so to speak. It's got this really similar blade shape. I don't have my 8010 over here, or I'd compare it, but it's got a very similar blade shape. You know, so it's a full size. You know, you get a full grip on this one. You know, you can choke up really nice on it too. You know, that's a good thing about it. And you know, the crossbar lock on these Kunwus is, I mean, it is nice. I mean, I really enjoy their crossbar locks. I mean, they do a really good job with them. I mean, I know a lot of people always complain that the crossbar locks, you know, don't have any detent. I mean, if you, you know, swing it out hard, it'll pop out a little bit, but, you know, I haven't had any issues with it, you know, and, you know, it really, when you know, flip it open, you know, it really does go open nice, you know, whether you're doing the thumb, you know, or you do the reverse flick, you know, I really enjoy these a lot. Also have the Padre crossbar lock. This one, you know, it kind of reminds me of like the Manix. I mean, it's very similar, you know, the style of it. You know, it's different but similar. You know, they kind of, their silhouette kind of lines up a little when you put one on top of the other. You know, the Padre definitely has a much different blade than the Manix. You know, it's got a way bigger belly on it, and it's just overall bigger. It kind of has that, I wouldn't call it a harpoon, you know, but just this top kind of thing on it, as where the SPYDERCO, you know, does not have that. But, you know, the Padre is a really nice one too. And the same, you know, the crossbar lock on this is, you know, excellent. Only thing I wish they did is they would have put the Damascus pivot collars on here like they do with all the other Kunwus. I don't know why they didn't do that on this one, but that would have been a nice addition to that. So, more to come. Just wanted to do a quick one showing off some of the Rips Garage Tech stuff that I did. Have a good day, guys.